So my husband, he thinks he's some hotshot player. Because back in the day, he had a lot of girlfriends, and yeah, I'll admit, most of them are way prettier than me. However, when he made the biggest mistake of our relationship on the biggest day of our relationship, our wedding, I was left contemplating, is this idiot really the one for me? Right now, I'm feeling very angry. I thought I knew the man that I was marrying, but do I really? They say that a leopard never changes its spots. A person's true nature can never change. They just get better at hiding it. Call me Bob the Builder because I tried to fix a serial cheater. I thought that he changed after all those years, that he was certain that he wanted to be with me. I made sure that he had to jump through a lot of hoops to even score a date with me. I did not marry him until we have been together for 3 years. I made sure that he proved himself, and I tested him in numerous ways, all to be proof that he had changed. Now I'm sure that I've wasted my time. What did I really think? That I was different and he was going to change for me? How could he do this to me when he knows how I feel about our past? We've had many problems in our relationship due to his past, and my fiancé used to be a real ladies' man when we were in college together. He went through Girls Weekly and even maintained a long-term relationship. It was bad, and we had all accepted that he was a player and our friend group. Every time he introduced some beautiful woman whose name he barely remembered, we would all just roll our eyes. It's always the same game every time. These women fell for it, and for years he was just a cheating loser. I did not like him at all. He represented all that was wrong with people in those days. Nobody wanted to be loyal. Everybody was just trying to get with as many people as possible. This went on for years, and we eventually lost touch. A side note, when I was in college, I had not grown into myself yet. I was very quiet, did not like dressing up, and did not care about my looks. As I grew older, I developed a sense of style. While I'm naturally plus-sized, I love myself the way that I am. I do not let that stop me from always looking good. I do get comments about myself from people, but people are always going to talk. Okay, back to the point. We had not seen each other for years until we bumped into each other in another country. I'd left my home country due to work and was staying with my boyfriend at the time. My boyfriend was the owner of a Michelin star restaurant and very influential in our city. He, on the other hand, had a girlfriend who had a baby on the way. I was surprised that he'd finally settled down, and he told me that she had come into his life out of nowhere and had not given up on him. Now his commitment issues were gone and he was in love. Wow. He was different and much likable than we were in school. We became very good friends over the course of his stay there, and we and our partners would often hang out on the weekends. We kept in touch over the years until we stopped speaking. The next time that I saw him, I was worse for the wear, and it appeared that he was as well. His girlfriend had gone missing with his baby, and the police suspected that there were no more. There was not a trace of him. My boyfriend and I had broken up because his family did not agree with our cultural differences. Since misery loves company, we ended up talking on a regular basis. We vented to each other about work stress, our lives, our families. We caught up on all the years that we missed together, and soon he became a constant in my life. We fell for each other unsuspectingly. He was the first one who admitted it, but I told him that I did not want to date. Not him, because I knew his story. He did not give up on me. He has not given up on me until now. Now he's thrown these women in my face. Why? All because he wants to be petty over one small thing. So what happened is this. My ex, Cy, who was media and talked just for old time's sake, he's married to somebody from his own culture and is happy. When Cy found out that I was getting married, he was so happy for me. He then offered to make a few dishes for my wedding. He was now becoming a pretty big deal. So having somebody like that cater for my wedding was just a dream come true. I was excited, and the first person that I told was Juan. He was not happy about it and told me to say no. I asked why, since our guests would enjoy the food and have the time of their lives, and he told me he did not trust Cy and not to try to get with me. That's when I had to remind him that we both trust each other, and he had worked through this. He told me that he did not trust Cy. I was in love with him when we met. He was one of the reasons why I was so hesitant to date Juan in the first place. I figured that he was just bitten by jealousy. I actually found it a little bit cute. Just a little bit. Anyways, I showed him how Sai was married and had kids now, and I told him that he could even talk to Sai about the catering and I would not be involved, but he said no. I had no choice but to go to his mother. His mom adores me, and we both trust each other when it comes to what is right for Juan. Juan's mom did not see a problem with it. She thought that it was a wonderful idea. A day later, Juan sent me an apology and told me that he would talk to Sai about the catering. I was over the moon. This was going to take my wedding cake to the next level, and how many brides can brag that they had a famous chef cook at their wedding? I thought that the matter was resolved, so then we went on with the wedding preparations. Then the inevitable happened. It was right after we had said our vows and had been pronounced husband and wife, I saw something that I thought I knew. A person that I did not invite, a girl from college. I thought it was strange, but maybe my husband was the one who invited her. I don't know. But then I looked to her and I saw another familiar face. And another one. It was a row of stunning women. They were all very similar in features, something that did not sit right with me. Then one whispered to me that he needed to introduce me to someone. That's when he led to the row of beautiful women. As I saw them up close, I realized exactly who they were. I was taken back to a nightmare that happened years ago, a nightmare where more beautiful women came and snatched him from me. This was exactly that, for sitting right next to me, each of them his exes, Monica, Ines, Memory, India, Aisha, Tori, and so many more. They were all looking at me. Some of them were indifferent, while one or two had very rude expressions on their faces. I asked him why were they here. He told me that this was for me. He had invited all of his exes so that, they could see the beautiful woman that he had finally gotten married to and settled down with. He wanted them to see that out of all of them, he chose me. I heard somebody nearby say it was romantic of him to do that. The girls just sat there, not even reacting. One by one, they congratulated me. I don't know, everyone thought it was so cute, they did not realize what he was doing. He was asserting his dominance and power, and showing that if he wanted to, he could summon any of his exes to even his wedding. I lost it. I told him to grow up. He did not run this by me, and I did not want these people at my wedding. They had to leave. One of them, who looked like she had the most attitude, told me to calm down. She was here because he still remembered her. Maybe I was the one who had to be worried. What came out of my mouth next was unfiltered. I said that while he might have remembered all of them, and while they felt like they were spitting at me at my wedding, I was not jealous. I twirled around, flashed a smile at them, and told them that this was what a woman who did not cheat on looked like. One of them said that she was much more beautiful than me, and he had downgraded by marrying me, so I flicked her off. And him? And then I walked out. Mic drop. 1 2 1 2. 'Cause I'm not about to accept such childish behavior on my day. Update number 1. Yeah, after that microphone drop, things were not so stellar. I hid out at one of my friends and spent days crying and ignoring his calls. I cannot believe that he's done this to me. I mean, come on. That was so humiliating, and I was ready to let go of the past. I was so ready to stop thinking that he would not cheat on me. So why did he bring the women that he played over the years to our wedding? I know that this is all having to do with the fact that my ex was catering for the wedding. I mean, how could he be so petty? I have one ex, and he was probably more than 50. The girls who were there were only about 10. Did he reach out to each and every one of them? Why would they even agree to come to my wedding? We're supposed to be starting our life together, and we're supposed to be on a clean slate. I thought that we said that we would just bury the past in the past. Now he has done it, just to be petty. Is he going to be loyal to me when we're married? And to think that he does not see what is wrong with all of this. I mean, he sent me messages telling me that I'm overreacting and that he was only trying to play a prank on me. He's asked me to come home, but right now I'm very angry. I'm so angry because we were supposed to go on our honeymoon, and we did not. Well, I guess there will be no honeymoon. I think we have to annul this marriage. If we don't have trust, then what do we even have? We have nothing. He does not respect me if he could do something like this. He knows how it took me so long to get over his past. I've not thought about all the women in ages, so why is he bringing them up now? I feel sick to my stomach, and it feels so much like I cannot breathe properly. Maybe I'm getting overwhelmed, and I need to take a short walk to clear my mind. Update number 2. So, yeah, I got back with him, but I did not make it easy for him, not at all. After all, he gave away our honeymoon tickets to his sister. But that's okay because his sister is actually a good person. At least he did not give it to any of those women. Speaking of, 2 of them got my number and started texting me. Can you believe that they threatened me? They said that they could go and see him and he would take them back in a heartbeat, and I told them to take a hike. Anyways, I started to feel sick when I was staying with my friend. In the end, she had to call my mom and tell her where I was. My mom was upset that I just disappeared, and well, what could I do after the stunt he pulled? She told me that it was such a silly prank and that I did not have to let those women get to me. I had the ring, and they did not. They looked down on me years ago, and they never saw me as a threat because I did not look like them. But now I was a grown, beautiful woman who could hold her own. I wish that I've been able to thank Mom for the advice, but the next thing I knew, I was hit by a bout of nausea and had to run to the bathroom. Mom said that's enough, and she was taking me for a checkup. I told her I'm feeling fine, but she was not up for the nonsense. Everybody knows that you do not argue with a mom, so she took me to the doctor and ordered the doctors to find out what's happening, and apparently I was also very, very dehydrated, probably from all the crying. Then the doctors came back with the news that I was pregnant. Out of the times for me to test positive, it had to be now. Does this baby not know that I'm mad at its dad? My mom called Juan as soon as she found out, and there's no way out of it. I had to see him. When I saw him, my anger came back in full force. I did not even want to look at him, and I gave him one-word answers, and he tried all that he could do to get me to be nice to him, but I was not having it at all. That was until finally, he did what I needed him to do so long ago. He finally apologized. He said that he was sorry for being so jealous, and he was sorry that he invited them. I showed him the messages that I got from his girls, and now they thought that my marriage was not secure at all. Well, and they could say whatever they wanted to because he got very angry when he saw that. Right in front of me, he blocked every single one of them, even on socials where he did not have them. I told him that if he ever did such a thing to me again, I would not be so forgiving. I would never speak to him again. I think he understood that pretty well, and I stayed in the hospital for one more night, and then we went back home. He took such great care of me. I did not have to cook, clean, do anything. He made sure that I was warm at all times and watching my favorite shows. Finally, when I felt better, I was able to relieve him of those duties, and it took a while for us to get back in sync with each other, but we did it, and we were both so happy. We started to tell our family about my pregnancy. There was a big family dinner where we all celebrated, and I was so glad that all was resolved and we would have a normal marriage. After everybody had left the dinner, I started to clean up. He insisted that I should not have, but I had the energy. Besides the very first weeks, I have been very active throughout my pregnancy. As I was washing the dishes, there was a knock at the door. I thought that somebody had left something, so I went to check on it. There, standing right in front of me, was the one that got away. Layla, with a little boy who could have been 5 years old. I dropped the plate that I was holding and I stepped back. I started to feel very hot. The last person I thought would come to our house was here. The first words out of her mouth were that it was really true. I had moved in onto her man. My first instinct was to yell for one, and I stepped away from the door and went to sit on the couch. He came downstairs and asked what's going on, and I told him to go to the door. He was just as shocked as I was. She, on the other hand, asked if she could get in and speak with him alone. I was so shocked, so I went back upstairs. It's been a while since they've spoke, and I'm so jittery right now. She's a ghost from the past. I mean, did the police not say that it was likely that she and her son were no longer alive? Well, it appeared that they were wrong, because right here in the flesh they were. I have so many questions burning right now. I just want to find out what she wants, and I want to know where she's been all along. What does she expect to gain by coming back here? She really has the worst timing. Right after my marriage is finally back on track. I mean, come on, I'm so stressed. What if she's here to just take what is hers? You have no idea how much he loved her. She was the one who truly got away from him. When she went missing, he said that it left a crevice inside his soul. Now she's back, and what could she possibly want? Update number 3. I can't believe that he would do this to me. I don't want her to stay here. Why does he think it's okay to stay with her? I don't even buy the story that she told him about what happened to her. I think that she's just trying to worm herself back into his life, and he doesn't see it. He's completely undermined and disrespected me in front of her, and I'm fuming. So get this. She's not a citizen of this country. She was working here when she met him, and when she gave birth, she lost her job. Her papers were also no longer in order, and her mom was sick. She could have easily found a job in her home country, so she decided to leave. She was panicking so much because she feared that she would get deported. Due to her panic, she got out of the country with her baby as soon as possible. Apparently, she lost her phone, and she was also scared that he would be mad at her because of what she did. So, she decided that she was going to work and take care of the kid her own. She said that she was not sure that he was ever going to marry her either way. She figured that she would just raise her son on her own, and yeah, the years passed. Her life improved and she was happy, but she kept on thinking about him. When her son said that he wanted to see his father, that's when she knew that she had to visit him and let him see his son. She feels that what she did was wrong, but she was so young at the time and did not know what to do. She also felt that he was not yet emotionally mature to take care of a child. He always said that he did not see himself settling down, and if he wanted to, he could have married her and made it easier for her to stay. But she never asked because he never would have. That's apparently her story, and I think that's a big fat lie. I think that something did happen that made her leave. But then life got so difficult because she did not have his support anymore, so then she decided to come back now. Now she needs a place to stay because she's permanently moved back here. She recently got a degree and is going back to looking for a job. She also wants Max to get to know his father, and I did not want her to stay. I even told him that she could stay with his parents or we could rent her a place, but he completely undermined how I felt about the situation. She's been living here for the past few weeks, and it's been hell on earth. She's been hogging his attention. I barely get to spend time with him because of her, and she thinks that I don't see what she's doing. She's trying to get my husband, and I will not allow her to do it. Just because they're in love years ago does not mean that he still loves her. Either way, I feel like a third wheel in my relationship. He does not pay attention to me anymore when I tell him I need something for the baby. He spends all the time with his son. When I say something, he accuses me of hating his son, and I get that he wants to make up for the lost time that he has allowed, but, however, he's also a father and should be responsible for my unborn baby. I need him to drive me to appointments, I need him to help me carry things because my back is killing me, but he's never home. He's always taking Layla and Max out. Thank goodness for my mother who checks in on me. I've not told her that we're now 4 in the house because I know that she'll go crazy and overreact, and I'm upset about this. But I don't want my mom to take it out on my husband, so I'm going to try to be patient with him. I believe that soon she'll leave and they'll make a schedule for parenting. I actually do not mind his son. He's intelligent, polite, and he's funny. I think he'll be a good big brother to my unborn child. Update number 4. I'm telling you that if I was not pregnant, I'd probably be in jail. I'm so lucky that the police officer who was called was a woman, and she gave me a warning because I lost it. I absolutely lost it. And it's Layla's fault. I found proof that she was trying to steal my husband and I lost it. Right now she's in the hospital with a broken nose and my husband is furious at me. He sent me back to my mother's house and told me that he's thinking of ending the marriage. He says that my jealousy is too much and it's driving me crazy. He feels that what I did compromises his relationship with his son. And if Layla decides to leave, then she's taking her son with, and it'll be my fault. I do not care. They can leave. How about the fact that my blood pressure is probably spiking right now? Oh no, I suddenly feel very hot. I'll continue another update another time. Update number 5. Guys, I went into early labor because I was so damn stressed. That time when I was starting to feel hot, well, my blood pressure spiked, and I told my mom, who tried all she could to make me feel better. She suggested the hospital, but I wasn't having it. I kept on getting mad as I recalled how I found a pair of that woman's underwear in one of the pants that I just ironed for my husband. When I asked Layla about it, she said that she did not know where they came from. I knew it was hers. I saw her stuff it in the laundry, and I got so mad at her and told her to stop trying to get with him because he's moved on. That's when she laughed in my face and told me that she did it all on purpose. She was here to collect what's hers. I was not a mountain. I could be moved. Well, we exchanged words and things got violent, and then I left the house. I went outside to collect myself, but I was so agitated. That's when we went into the street. I told her to stop following me, but she kept on doing it and taunting me. That was not the best thing for her to do at the time because I got so mad I pushed her to the side. But turns out that when I pushed her, she fell into a place where the rock was under the grass, and it's how her nose got broke. She then called the cops, and I nearly got arrested even though I explained it was an accident. After that, I was let go on a warning, and then she went to the doctor. My husband came home, and he was very angry about everything. He felt that I've disrespected him, even though she did admit that she wanted to seduce him. So all that happened, and my blood pressure skyrocketed. And I gave birth, premature, 3 weeks ago. I'm back home with my husband. Layla left her son and is going to visit us here and there. My husband finally uses his brain to think after I nearly died giving birth to his son. He feels that her presence right now is not going to help since I've just given birth. He does not want his baby to get in the middle of our fighting, even though I know exactly who is wrong. He still does not fully believe the story that I've told him. He feels that it's just me being jealous. Why does it feel like he's gaslighting me right now? This is so hard. I don't want to deal with it. I've just given birth and should be focusing on my baby. Update number 6. My husband has just come back from a trip out of the country to see his son. He needed to also sign his birth certificate so that Max could be enrolled in school. When he left, he was so happy and excited, but now all of that has changed. He tells me that it was all lies, and apparently I caught on to her. And she ended up chickening out of her plan. She never came back because she wanted to reconnect him with his son, and the boy is not even his son. When he got there, he demanded that he do a DNA test so that he would be able to add the child to the insurance. The DNA test proved that the boy was not his son. So then she had to come clean to him. The reason she ran away was because she was getting married to the real father of this boy. They were married and happy for 2 years, and then he passed away. Since she was struggling financially, she decided to come back to him and get money from him. She was shocked when she found out that we had gotten married, so she decided to stay with us and freeload. But then she started to desire him once again and tried to flirt, but he did not pick up the hint. That's when she tried that little stunt, and I caught her. It seems that ending up in the hospital was a sign to her that it was not worth it. So she decided to go back but still accept the money that Juan sent every month. She had no idea that he was going to request a DNA test, so now he's dejected. He feels that karma's come full circle to him because of the person that he used to be. All these years he's managed to move on and has been unaffected by the woman that he used to date. Now it's blown up in his face. That woman that he loved once and thought that he had a child with was somebody who was just like him. He has been very depressed today, and I don't know how to make him feel better. I'm also bummed that Max is not his son. For once, I don't really want to be right. He's been robbed of a son, and right now, he might feel empty. What I will do is support him and give him as much love as possible. I'll also forgive him for all that's happened this past year. Today's the very last day that I'll bring up the past to him. I did not think that it hurts him, but it really does, and I don't want him to be hurt. I'll get help for my insecurity issues, but one thing I know is that he has changed. He loves me, and he's going nowhere. We're going to raise our baby together, have more babies, and fill up this house with babies. But before all that, I think that we need to plan our honeymoon that we never went on. I've been working hard at the gym. I'm certain that I'll have my body back very soon. So today's story was pretty controversial. And why do I say that? Well, the comment section was at each other's necks. I've never seen arguing like this. I mean, 50% of them were saying, OP, you are absolutely an idiot. You can't get away from this guy. I mean, you've seen red flag after red flag, and now you're going back to support him just because you feel bad that the son isn't his. Newsflash, he almost left you for another girl, and you're just okay with it. Then the flip side was saying how, well, yeah, but these two are meant for each other. They have a baby on the way. They're supporting each other. They're working through it. I want to know where you fall. So drop a comment down below and let's discuss this crazy topic story in our comment section below. And guys, if you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you. This is Mr. Reddito's channel where I drop a story every single day. And if you want to be a part of these daily drama stories, which include inheritance drama, in-law dramas, wedding fiascos, my favorite mother-in-law disputes, and you can't forget those pesky HOA members. Ooh, those stories are pretty crazy. So guys, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow, and just remember, it's cool to be kind. Peace.